Alright guys, so gas bike finally decided to send the piston. Just got it in. Looks pretty good. I don't see no blemishes. I mean, it's well machined, I guess, for gas bike. They probably ordered it from somewhere though. But yeah, they sent. I only needed the piston. They sent me the rings, the wrist pin, the piston pin, the keepers. They sent me everything last time but the piston. But they sent it to me with piston rings. Let me see, is that the new one? No, that's not the new one. They sent it to me with a new wrist pin and keepers. They sent me the whole piston set, which, you know, that's pretty good, I reckon. But I was just gonna throw this together for you guys. You just put your wrist pin in there. So I'm gonna take these cylinder bolts out. Probably just get in my way. Okay, don't need to lose them. Okay, so my cylinder, carburetor, piston. After you put your wrist pin in, the way I do it, just easier to do, kind of tilt the engine. Plus, it's going to be a lot easier to do with this camera in my hand. I've always been told them go to the front of the engine, which, I mean, that's the way I put them. I don't see how it'd make a difference, but it might, but I've ran it like this for a while. The first thing I always do, let's see, where's my bent pliers at? I like using a pair of these, put the keepers in. And the way I always do it, I always put one keeper in first on one side. I'm not the biggest fan of these kind of keepers. I like them when they have two flat parts, you know. Well, let me put that in there real quick. Okay, so you just take it. You just take it. Put it in there, just turn it as you put it in. It may take you a time or two, but when you first get it in, it won't be perfectly in there, and I just push it. Just push it till it goes in its slot. And you'll hear it click in like that one just did. It'll just be a little click, you know. But I got that one in. Leave one side open. I just think it makes it easier where you don't gotta fool around with the where you ain't gotta fool around with putting both keepers in with the piston on, you know what I mean? Just making sure this pin fits in there with no problem. And it don't. Well, hold on. For some reason, I've had this problem with the pins I get from gas bike. Like, the pin goes all the way to that one keeper that I put in. But for some reason, it acts like it's just a tad bit too long. There's not enough room for me to put my other keeper in there. Luckily I have, which I don't like doing, I want to wipe it off, but I have this pin right here. Which on that side it's normal, but I did take a bench grinder and just ground down a tad bit on that end right there. So I'm gonna wipe that off and we're gonna throw that in there. That one ought to fit right. I grinded it down just enough where it would fit perfect. Like I said, I don't know what gas bike does. I don't know where they get their stuff, but I'm not a big fan of gas bike. So okay, let me put that in there. Let's see, that's my arrow. That would go to the front of the engine. Let me make sure. Yeah, that one there gives me the room I need, I think. So like I said, there's my arrow. Goes to the front. Just slide it over your wrist pin. It's hard to do this with one hand. Okay, that's it. But yeah, they right there, that is a fm80, which out of this engine, it performed quite well. But yeah, now that my wrist pin and my piston's pretty much on, I go ahead and tilt the engine to its side. And just take my pliers here and push down on that piston pin to make sure it's in all the way. It's my ring, or my keeper. So that's what I call it, you know, it keeps the pin in place, so it's the keeper, you know. It's hard to do this with one hand. Yeah, it's got it. Got my keeper in that side. Keeper in that side. My keeper on this side don't act like it's all the way pressed in. It kind of concerns me. I may not have grinded on that pin enough. But yeah, that does it for that. Now all I gotta do is probably take the intake and carb setup off and just fit my rings in there. Slide my piston down on it, and that'll be it for this one. I'll have my eBay engine back together, and I know it runs well with a windowed piston and a reed valve, but yeah, I'm gonna throw this back together. I'll have a backup engine sitting on the shelf ready to go. Maybe my bike will last long enough for me to not have to use one, but that's it for tonight.